It was raining heavily outside Northview Military Academy when a group of students gathered at the gates, laughing and recording something on their phones. A girl was on the ground, mud-stained, trembling, clutching her torn backpack. "Go back where you came from!" one of them shouted, kicking water toward her face. But before anyone could notice, a black armored SUV pulled up silently. Two soldiers stepped out, their boots splashing in the mud. The laughter died instantly, and when the back door opened, revealing a uniformed general staring coldly at the scene, every heartbeat froze. Because the girl they had just humiliated wasn't just anyone, she was his daughter. The story of how it came to this moment began only 3 days earlier. When Arya transferred to Northview Academy, she wanted nothing more than to blend in quietly. She wasn't used to city life. She had spent most of her childhood moving between small towns, her father always on duty somewhere. He never spoke about his job. All she knew was that he served the country, and his work kept them apart for years. Her father's name wasn't listed on any of her school documents. He'd wanted it that way. "Stay away from attention, Arya," he told her one night before she left for Northview. "You'll understand someday." She didn't ask questions. She simply hugged him goodbye. The academy was famous for discipline, but not all its students followed that rule. Some kids there were from wealthy families, sons and daughters of politicians, businessmen, and officers. Arya, with her simple clothes, quiet nature, and humble background, immediately stood out. Her first day didn't go well. During roll call, a girl named Brielle, daughter of a powerful senator, smirked at her. "New girl, huh? Where'd you come from? A village?" Arya tried to smile. "Just moved around a lot," she said softly. But the other students laughed. "She probably can't even afford the uniform," one boy added. At lunch, she sat alone, unpacking her small lunchbox. 2 sandwiches and an apple. When she reached for her drink, someone accidentally bumped her shoulder, spilling juice all over her food. "Oops," Brielle said, pretending to apologize, her friends laughing behind her. Arya just cleaned the mess silently. That night, she sat by the dorm window, watching rain trickle down the glass. Her eyes burned, but she refused to cry. Her father had always taught her, "Strength isn't loud, Arya. It's what you do when no one's watching." Still, she felt small and invisible. She missed him terribly. The next day, things got worse. The bullies cornered her behind the gym after class. "You think you're better than us because you're quiet?" one boy sneered. "What are you hiding, new girl?" "I'm not hiding anything," she replied. "Then why don't you tell us who your parents are?" Brielle mocked. "Oh wait, you probably don't even have any." Arya's silence made them angrier. They shoved her backpack to the ground, spilling her books into the dirt. One of them stepped on her photo album, the only picture she had with her father. "Pick it up!" Brielle demanded. Arya did, gently dusting off the photo, her lips trembling. "You shouldn't touch what isn't yours." "Oh yeah? And what will you do about it?" Brielle snapped, grabbing the photo from her hand and tearing it slightly. That moment, just a small rip of paper, broke something inside Arya. Her eyes darkened, her voice firmed. "Don't touch that again," she said, her tone icy but calm. The group hesitated. There was something different about her now, but before they could react, the bell rang, and Arya walked away, clutching the torn photo close. That night, she wrote a letter she never intended to send. "Dear Dad, I wish I could tell them who you are, but I remember what you said. Strength is quiet. Maybe one day they'll understand who I really am, but not yet." The next morning, word spread that Northview was hosting a special inspection from a high-ranking military official. No one knew who it was, but the staff seemed nervous. Arya didn't think much of it. She was too focused on surviving another day. But the bullies weren't done with her. Friday afternoon, school was ending and most students were leaving for the weekend. Arya waited by the gate, holding her umbrella, her backpack heavier than usual, stuffed with extra books to avoid going back to the dorm early. Brielle and her group were still there, leaning against their car. "Well, look who's all alone again," Brielle sneered. "Waiting for your imaginary driver?" Arya ignored her and started walking down the wet path. But before she could get far, One of the boys stepped in front of her, blocking the way. "You're not leaving yet. Move," Arya said firmly. He laughed. "Look who's getting brave." Brielle grabbed Arya's umbrella and threw it aside. Rain poured down on her as she tried to retrieve it, but someone pushed her from behind. She stumbled, falling into a puddle. Mud splattered across her white shirt. Laughter erupted. "You don't belong here!" Brielle shouted, filming the whole thing on her phone. "Say it!" Arya stayed silent, shaking. "Say you're nothing!" Brielle demanded again, stepping closer. And then the sound of tires screeched nearby. A black armored SUV rolled to a stop beside them. The doors opened, and two soldiers in full uniform stepped out. Everyone froze. "Ma'am," one soldier said, his tone respectful, his eyes on Arya.